Jim Acosta is over at the White House for us, our chief White House correspondent. I want to get the latest on what the President of the United States, Jim, is saying and what we're learning over there. I know you got an update.
Yeah, well, and just before I get to what the President was saying earlier today and what he may say this evening, I just want to report something that we just saw a few moments ago that is pretty breathtaking. We just saw 9 large military-style vehicles roll through the White House complex, going from the south side of the White House complex all the way through on West Executive Drive, which separates the White House and the Eisenhower Executive Office Building. Those military vehicles have now moved onto Pennsylvania Avenue, the pedestrian part of Pennsylvania Avenue, just outside the White House. Those vehicles are filled with what appear to be National Guard troops. We have footage of this, and as soon as we can re-rack it and show it to you, we can show you what we're talking about. But Wolf, in the 7 or 8 years I've been here at the White House, I've never seen that kind of military presence at the White House. But it was about 8 or 9 large military-style vehicles rolling through the White House complex just a few moments ago onto the pedestrian part of Pennsylvania Avenue that separates the North Lawn from Lafayette Park, where those National Guard troops presumably are staging right now. Now, as for what the President is doing, we've been told that they're making some kind of preparations in the Rose Garden for a possible address from the President. That has not been confirmed by the White House yet, but there may be some preliminary preparations underway right now. We know it's been some debate going on here at the White House as to whether or not the President would do that. But getting back to what the President was saying earlier today, after days of violent protests across the U.S., the President is continuing to inflame tensions, as we've been reporting all day long, lashing out at the nation's governors and urging them to crack down on these demonstrations. During a phone call with the governors earlier today, the President went on a tirade insisting authorities should bring in National Guard troops and try to dominate the situation on the streets. Here's more of what the President had to say earlier today.
You have to dominate. If you don't dominate, you're wasting your time. They're going to run over. They're going to look like a bunch of jerks. Now, the harder you are, the tougher you are, the less likely it is that you're going to be hit. It's happened before. It's happened numerous times. And the only time it's successful is when you're weak. And most of you are weak. So I say that, and the word is dominate. If you don't dominate your city and your state, they're going to walk away with you. It was incredible what happened in the state of Minnesota. They were a laughing stock all over the world. They took over the police department. The police were running down the street, sirens blazing, the rest of them running. It was on camera. And then they wiped out. You probably have to build a new one.